Real freedom comes from the absence of operating from the false self. It's like, how do I be in charge without being in conflict? That's what it's going to answer. AIM answers that. You don't dominate your fears. You illuminate them. You shine a spotlight on them so that you can uncover the truth. All fears contain a lie. Are you getting that letting go isn't about learning to live with lowered expectation? Are you getting that letting go isn't about avoidance of people, places, or past stories, attachments, or so forth? It's not avoidance. Are you getting that letting go isn't about convincing yourself of how you're right to let go of something? Letting go has nothing to do with releasing anything outside yourself. Because if you're going through the AIM process and you think the letting go is about, oh, I've got to release this thing outside of here, outside of me that's happening to me, then it's not really landing. Letting go has nothing to do with self-sacrifice. It's not even you. What you're letting go of is the false self. But where I'm wanting you to feel this, what does it really take? I want you to consider that freedom isn't really free. The cost is brutal honesty within yourself. So real freedom then comes from the absence of operating from our false self. I want to say that again so you can feel it, not think it. Real freedom comes from the absence of operating from the false self. It's like, how do I be in charge without being in conflict? That's what it's going to answer. AIM answers that. You don't dominate your fears. You illuminate them. You shine a spotlight on them so that you can uncover the truth. All fears contain a lie. So for example, when we're in a perception of reality or a lie or a fear, we're in a thinking, right? We're just thinking about something. So what we're going to be doing to come out of the perception, so we have to come out of the thinking, right? By clearing the incorrect thinking, right? Because the thinking creates that, right? In the mind, this is a false self, right? So when we go from perception of reality to reality, we're going from thinking. So when we talk about that inside of this, can you feel that the lie is that it's going to be whatever we're thinking is actually true. So we're not going to dominate our fears. We're going to illuminate them. We're going to shine a light to them. We're going to take what is unconscious. So when we're in the thinking, now it's not enough to just clear the incorrect thinking. We also have to clear the emotional attachment, the story, the judgment, the resistance, so that we feel on purpose how we want to feel. So we not only have to clear the lie that is in the incorrect thinking, but we have to process the emotional thing that is keeping it on holding on to it. And then that's not enough. We have to then implement a new skill set, right? Right? Because we have an old pattern or an old way of being, old pattern of behavior. So what we have to do in reality is over here, we have to implement a new behavior, a new skill set, a new habit, a new routine of something. We're going to create new routines inside of it. So this would make up the false self, and this would make up the true self. This is in the being. Notice that that's not one thing that needs to change for us to live in reality and freedom, but it is the mental, the emotional, and the physical of the actions. So the mental, the emotional, and the physical has to change such that the entire being shifts, right? Operating from alignment. When we call out our fears, right? We're not going to try to dominate our fears. We're going to illuminate them. We're going to bring them to the surface, clear the incorrect thinking, clear the emotional, process the emotional attachment, misunderstanding, judgment, clear all of that so that then we can apply the new behaviors or new skill sets, the new way of being, so that we're no longer reacting. All reactions are a perception. And instead we start responding, feeling for what there is to put in. In other words, what we're doing is this is how we're going from how to be enlightened instead of self-frightened. Instead of frightening ourselves over and over and over again to survive life, we're going to enlighten ourselves over and over and over and over again. Isn't it always easier to get it when you're in the observer seat? Which is why we don't do one-on-one coaching. Like, just so you all know, like that's because it's just a disservice. Like you can't actually get it from inside of yourself. So when you take the observer position, which is why AIM works in the observer position, and it doesn't work when you're in your mind thinking through AIM. But it's like, it is in the pullback that you're going to be able to get it. And watch how we're going to show it to you. So, and then let's see if you got it.